better way of doing. But when they bring it down themselves to start anew,
reductum and sortum.
there is too much of the old feelings still hanging on. There's still this old power, warning and fear. So it is very difficult to tear down a government and restructure it and begin again, because it becomes such a powerful entity on its own. And continues to grow like a cancer. We are trying and we are hoping that we can make a change within people, which will be made then within the government. But we are not too optimistic based on past events in the human history.
We're on the same cycle path. Our government is doing what it's doing.
And this all goes back
That was 37 years ago.
to not being able to bring enough memory information with one into the physical self. Can you imagine what kind of world it would be if each and every one remembered where they had come from and why they had come, what they were to do, and what and when they would be returning back to their home? The outlook would be vastly different than humans now have. For the underlying fear is always there deep down, that perhaps this is the end of them and their work and their being. So their whole life goes along on this. But what if they knew
It's just beginning of this category.
that it was common as a knowledge as the kind of toothpaste they used or the kind of cereal they ate? Think how different it would be. We are working towards this sort of human for the future. There is no need to be bogged down by this fear during the whole time one is there on that plane. And so we are trying to eliminate what is causing this, which is the non-remembering. as this entity says, proof that you can hold in your hand. This is the kind of knowledge that we are working towards. So that all peoples will know. All the emotions can still be experienced and manipulated, and the energies used and manipulated and learned to control. In fact, it should be such a wider range that they could do. If you had no fear that you would not fall off the mountain, for you knew you would not return into a certain time, then you would climb many mountains. You would try many more things, for you would know the time of your return. There would not be this rushing to go places, to do things, to hurry. For one would have the assurance and the knowledge of who he is and what he is and what he is to do, and the time that he has to do it in, and the whole scenario. The work and the reaction between the two dimensions then would become very, very active, very, very intense. And so much more could be accomplished. We have rattled on and on. Do you have another question?
Yes. We have recently experienced on this continent two so-called natural disasters. A hurricane on the east coast and an earthquake on the west coast. Are these part of
7.2 earthquake that happened that was talked about in 77
that you mentioned
that would come
that are happening
hitting Fresno area?
and will continue to be happening?
6.7 and 7.2.
The earth is warning the humans.
And then La Prima, or Bartha.
These are little mild warnings. But what we are really referring to is one of two things. Actually, one would bring the other unless something changes. The devastation of the earth is already causing your ice age to begin.
Global warming, which is global cooling.
Some of your scientists are already aware of this, that it is beginning.
Like
That
Trump
it
and the
has
dumb fucks
gone
call it a
beyond
hoax.
its circle time already to have begun. And as your jungles are being lost, then your moisture is building up on the pole. And then this will build and build.
Scalar weapon. Wave.
And you will have your next ice age. But then this heaviness can and most probably will cause the Earth's surface to slip again. And the poles will again revert. Perhaps back to the original. It is all tied together. The depletion of the calcium in the soil, as some of your scientists have already found, has such a simple solution, but who will listen and really do it? But if you do not take heed on a wide scale, worldwide, basis, we do not see how this can be held back. If you take your lasers and melt the ice at the pole, that still will not help if you continue to tear down your forests and your trees. The breathing lungs of the earth are being destroyed and diseased. So it would be like patching up a small hole in a balloon without looking on the other side to see that there's also holes over there too. So it has to be an overall holistic program for the whole world. It does not help for just one portion. The earth is actually very small and very dependent within all its parts. Some of your winds are coming from this change in the forest, in the rainforest being gone. They're beginning to increase. You will find more violent winds increasing. The weather will become more violent. As the earth tries to shake off these problems caused not only by the humans, but that the trees in the forest have taken the calcium out of the soil and is not being replaced.